Oh my goodness, Uroboros.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a map.
Wulfar on Uroboros.
This is not a map that I really expected to see. Honestly, like people haven't been picking this map that much, but I guess
Oh, and
oh, sorry.
they're both not sending their commander backwards towards their barracks.
Oh,
Yeah, this is something that Zero did way early on.
Hmm.
so
The advantage of this is that you get your commander really far forward, you get a lot of tempo, and you backcap it with a sword. So you do miss a build, but because there's so much production, you can use that money somewhere else. You just miss a few swords.
yeah, it means you get stuff like you can have an earlier knight, you can have spears up earlier, you could have a mage up earlier.
Interesting point.
But did you do it right? I'm just looking at their village chain. I think one of the advantages of that is that you can get a very nice village chain, but I don't know. This is different than the village chain I expected.
Yeah, it seems like Shu moved his commander towards the center top instead of what Searing Blight did, which was get like a second cap with his second move.
Oh, but Shu's gonna have groove, because he's gonna knock this village down. And there's actually not going to be a huge amount that can stop it up at the top right. And normally we see Sigrid in this situation, right? Normally it's Sigrid that comes out, she does her groove, she eats the big unit, but Wulfar can kind of just yeet it away. Just be like, if you have a golem, like, whatever, I'm just going to knock it to the other side of the map because I can.
I've also been killed by cross map dog punts from Wulfar, so
Yeah, I love those.
We've seen a lot of them this tournament as well. It's been very fun.
I did a cross-map dog punt way back in the early days of that map I really don't like that had the first koi pond and thieves things, and it was an HQ rush and you go laterally. What's it called?
Oh, I think I know the one you mean. I have forgotten the name. Was it the one you played a show match on?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I know the one you mean. I can't remember the name. I know I don't like it. This is gonna sound mean, but I know Faded Sun made it. But
Oh no, I'm sorry, Faded. I love your maps.
I love Faded maps too. So I didn't like that one though. Sorry, Faded, but I know the one you mean. Yeah.
Pirates Bay? I don't remember.
I just actually
back
blanking
to the game.
completely.
I'm sorry, I got side railed.
No, it's fine.
Wow, he's only spent a minute so far. I guess this is like.
They're only on turn.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, I guess yes, but they're doing really confusing things, and they might both be confusing each other.
The thing to remember is that Searing has prepared for this so much. Most of the players in the previous tournament were really busy this month and didn't have enough time to prep. But Searing has done super prep. They are like spot on ready to go. So they have a plan and they've been playing as fast as Shu. Shu's always been fast, but I don't think they've put in the same work as Searing on these maps.
Yeah, Shu. I think Shu's preparations, he just plays a lot and he plays really quickly. Or has played a lot in the past and just plays really quickly now. But he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that will like prepare something really specific. That's more of like I guess a Zeronics thing. We saw that in the Groove of War 2 finals. Zero had some really cool plays there that they planned out. But yeah, like Shu is definitely a play lots of games, just do really good things like consistently. Whereas like yeah, Searing is going to be more of the has a very specific plan coming in to each map. And this is his counter pick actually, thinking about it.
I don't like Wulfar on this map. I've got to say, I think I misjudged Wulfar in my tier list for a number of reasons, putting him as low as I did, because I was looking at a different set of maps, but also a different player skill set. But I think that this was the map that I'd say Wulfar was bad at, and I'd maintain that. I think Elodie is better on this map, but I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. People have been doing amazing things with Wulfar.
Yeah, it's so weird because sorry, chat is saying Wulfar's a strange pick on this map at the same time, and I'm like, did I put delay on? But I'm pretty sure there's delay on the stream. It's just a weird coincidence there. But yeah, Shu, I don't know, maybe he's gonna play Wulfar all this finals. Like, he might actually do that.
Just to troll.
I mean, maybe he just really likes Wulfar. He's not bad by any means. You have to put him in certain situations where he can keep his advantage though, because once he's at a point where he feels zoned out, then he's like really struggles to do anything.
There's something worth noting. Shu is already ahead on economy. And unit count. And it's not Shu's turn. So Shu is winning.
Yeah, Searing Blight hasn't finished his turn though. And hasn't done his unit builds. So I guess it will kind of even out a bit.
But the income, yeah, he's up one village right now, like a solid village.
Yeah, Searing was behind at the start of their turn and the end of their turn. Even with these recent builds, it only puts them one build cycle in line with Shu.
I guess the big difference here is where the commanders have gone, because you look at where Elodie is, she's gone to the center. And I guess that means she poses a bigger threat to the strongholds. But Shu has gone to the side, he's going for a more economic play. And I guess the strength of Wulfar is he can do that because he can influence a larger part of the map.
You also have to consider the knight positioning. Searing's knights are not positioned to get crits on villages. Shu's knight is and can get a crit right now.
Yeah, I guess it's just because, you know, he hit the village before, but yeah, it's a bit awkward.
At best, Searing could get a crit on the 6th village, but they can't hold it, and the knight really doesn't need to crit to take it down anyway. What you really want is that 8th village you see in the bottom south area, or the full health one near Elodie, but the knights can't get either. You want those two because it's in the path of your army. Now if you look at the north where Shu is taking the villages in the path of their army, and they're playing more north, so those villages are better for Shu to take. They're forcing Searing to turtle around the stronghold, which is a sure sign that you've been forced back.
Yeah, because this center path, while it's like, you know, direct line to the stronghold and will get you there sooner, like there's a full health village there and it's going to be really difficult to deal with, whereas Shu's just picking off these stragglers on the outside, and that means he's going to have whoa, that's a big economic lead. 1800 to 1300.
And it's just going to get, because he's going to capture the top right village next turn with the knight and the mage. That corner village usually doesn't switch. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
The corner village, I don't see often getting captured by the opposite. You know, I've seen it decapped, but actually getting captured is going to be hard for searingblight to get that back.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I will share this now that I'm out of the tournament. I've been banning Uroboros like every single time. And the reason is because it is a very mechanics map. As an assassin player, this map is your worst nightmare. I'm really surprised. I don't know who picked it, but I'd be surprised if Searing picked it, because this is not a map I would ever want to fight Shu on.
Well, it's loser pick, so it will be Searing's pick.
Then they might have underestimated Shu a little bit, because this is a mechanics player's map, not an assassin player's map. There's no easy rush here. Even if you want to go with Sigrid, your mechanics player has plenty of time to react. You can build a big army, you can threaten a lot of villages. It's not really a kill the commander map.
Maybe though, because like you can definitely position yourself. Like one thing we can see from Searing here is he just swings up to the north with his army and traps Wulfar. And that could be the play, right? He could be trying to bait Wulfar into coming in closer. Because Wulfar, if he goes forward this turn, he's in a lot of danger. Like, it would be very, like, I don't want to say, like, too easy for Searing to do, but he could swing his army into kind of, like, the northern center part of the map, and Wulfar would be trapped.
Like, I can tell you what Shu's turn is going to be. Shu's going to take the corner village with Night Mage, like Cleaner was talking about. Retreat Wulfar. I hope. Retreat Wulfar, retreat the sword. And then send everything else down to go threaten Elodie and take the north middle of the map.
We're gonna see if you're right. Yeah, he's gonna go for the corner village. And that's a rough one. Although that said, Searing can actually do that to Shu now. Like, he can send his own knight to that corner village. He won't take it. He hasn't sent any capture units along the south side.
Capturing is so significant because it makes it harder to take it back.
Yeah, and it gives you lots of income as well, which is fairly significant. Ooh, what's Shu gonna go for? Oh,
Interesting.
That's good damage though.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
300 damage on the Harpy. You're doing the same thing.
Yeah. I would guess like 400 damage or so.
500. I count 500. But you're losing a 100 health sword.
Right, because you get 50, 75 plus 300.
Yeah, so 400 net, 500 gross.
Mm.
And notice how the sword attacked into the knight there. That's purely to slow Searing's tempo down, because without a full health knight, Elodie can't really capture anything with her groove and then threaten the stronghold. The knight can't decap anything. So Shu is playing a war of attrition here. Let me damage everything at the front to keep my econ lead for another turn, get more units, and play to the late game.
He has a 600 gold per turn lead. It's like a full knight every turn.
Right, and remember, the only gold you get to keep is the gold at the start of your turn. So Searing will only have 1,300 at the start of their turn. Shu won't have 1,900, they'll have a little less. But that's what we should really be tracking, the gold at the start of each player's turn.
I mean, is that going to be... Oh, I guess it will, because it's pretty difficult for Searing... Or it would be difficult for Shu to hold all of these villages, but Searing doesn't have a lot of good targets. Like, if you look at it, like, he's got, what, like, one village he can flip easily? Maybe two? Like, if Elodie just sits where she's sitting right now, but... Like, he can flip the 5 health village, but there's not a lot of good targets. Like, Shu's actually doing a really good job at protecting these villages.
Also, Shu has done something very clever with the Harpy spam. Searing has a mage miles away and no transportation. That mage is not going to get anywhere near Shu's villages. So the mages will have 2 to 3 turns to completely counter any knight attempts to decap more of Shu's villages in the south side of the map. And if Elodie steals one, who cares? They do no damage to anything Shu has over there, and Shu could build a single mage and immediately kill it.
Yeah. I mean, actually, there's Sorry.
Oh.
There's enough harpies to kill, like, a harpy that gets turned as well, actually. Like, even if Elodie captures one of the harpies, like, Shu just has enough harpies in general for that not to be a problem. Like, he doesn't even need mages to deal with them now.
Yeah. Also, the Shu blocked that crit on the bottom left village from the knight, so the knight can't even, like, sneakily take that village from him.
Yeah, like, he's gonna, like... Actually, the sword won't even die for it. It'll just take a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And let's say he does hit that with the first knight and the second knight crits the other village. Like, he can just recapture that village with the injured sword and it would do its job.
100 gold unit taking up 1,200 gold of Searing Blight's units.
Yeah.
That's the scary thing about this map. Mechanics players will be able to make plays like that. They'll be able to shut you down with a sword. I'm kind of glad Searing made it to the finals so we could finally talk about assassin players, because I never make it to the finals.
I need to play, like, against more assassin players. It's like one of my biggest weaknesses.
Yeah, but you got good mechanic skills.
Thanks, yeah. Everybody's got ups and downs.
Okay, Searing does line up that knight correctly. There is like the temptation to just move the knight forward completely without thinking, but no, he's lined it up to decapture that village. Okay, so Searing's just gonna pull back a bit, realizes that there's no game-ending move here, and he just kind of has to, unfortunately, play from behind, and this is a really rough spot to be in. It is hard to pull back from being behind on this map. Like, your opponent can just kind of slowly squeeze you, they can start building golems, they can start building dragons, and you just aren't able to respond because you have 3 barracks. You want to build 3 units out of those every turn.
Yeah,
When your opponent can build like 3 swords a turn and throw in a dragon, like, it's really difficult to like play against that.
Cleaner yo.
Yo. Did I say something?
No, I thought you were gonna say something.
Fooled you.
Alright, so what are we expecting from Shu here?
Well, there's a lot of pikes in the north, and Searing is definitely going to start putting those pikes in really annoying positions and taking back the 3 black villages on Searing's side of the map. Not the corner one, not until the knight can get in position, but the 3 that they would kind of get moving forward or the next target. And by putting pikes near them, it'll be really hard to take them back with knights, which is mostly what Shu has in the north. So Shu wants to stop that from happening and start moving units in that can fight the pikes. In the south, Shu is just on defense and has already won as far as defense is concerned, so they're going to start transitioning into aggression by threatening to take more of Searing's villages in the south to force Searing not to be able to rededicate to the north. That way, even if Searing does take the north, Shu will still have an econ lead.
And I guess, like, I mean, this knight and this mage just have to skedaddle, right? Because if they stayed, they'd get trapped. And they cannot fight pikes. Like, not by themselves. There's... I mean, yeah, the spears, they're kind of the slow burner, right? Like, if you go spears early, you're expecting to fall behind. But they don't cost that much, so... You have this, like, situation where you just kind of slowly shove your opponent back. Because early knights are really strong. They like give you a huge amount of tempo. They let you take villages early on. They contest things. Like, if your opponent like uses swords and mages to capture stuff across the map, then you're kind of just a bit stuffed, right? You're just in a position where it's like, oh, how do I fight these knights that destroy everything except spears in the early game, and they decap all my villages, and they have so much movement. But once you get the spear wall up, you can kind of shove them back, and the spears are quite nice late game. They're very cost effective, and they can decap villages. They decap that 80% one pretty effectively.
Oh yeah, that was a nice roll there.
Actually, what is their roll against villages normally?
55, so credit. I think the min roll on that crit could miss.
Okay.
So also, I see the commander's moving up north against Wulfar. It looks like he's trying to go in for some maybe commander lethal options there.
Yeah, it makes sense because, you know, like the units that you want to surround Wulfar with, like Elodie can just snag them. She can just be like, yeah, these are mine now.
Searing's got the knight, the Elodie, the damage dog and sword for suicide. There's no question that they're going for an assassination here. Look at that formation. I don't think Shu's gonna stick around though.
No, but he can only walk slowly back because he's actually in a really awkward position where like the best escape option is above that 6th health village. And while this is all going on, like, Searing can just recapture a lot of the stuff in the north.
Yeah. I love the 5 Harpy. Searing's decision not to heal that was great, because in order to kill it, Shu has to use a mage that costs more than the 5 health Harpy.
Oh, I see. I was like, why hasn't he healed it? He could have done more damage to the knight, but then I guess that's another point. Makes it less tempting.
Yeah, I mean, it means he has more money to spend elsewhere. It also means that, you know, Elodie covers that Harpy, so if the mage goes in for it, Elodie, like, it's actually not a bad option to snag a mage in certain situations. Because, you know, that
You really need one.
Yeah, you can heal your army up with it. Really good. There's a lot of forest and mountain around here, so like there are potential mage crits that can come out.
Oh, there's no anti-air in the north for Searing Blight. Balloons are going to be like a permanent, like an unblockable wall.
Yeah, so maybe it is a bait to try and get the mage, so he has the option to fight those balloons. Because yeah, he's either going to have that Harpy to fight balloons with, or he's going to steal a mage. Those are the two big plays available.
This is Shu's most difficult turn, because for the first time in the entire game, Shu's lead is under threat. If you look at the south, those knights are really, really threatening anything that'll go for Searing's villages. If you look at the north, Shu has to retreat, and it's the first time they've had to do so. They're sacking the mage after all, and trying to use their newly built balloons as well as they can, but balloons can't attack anything, so if they're not careful, Elodie could sweep over Shu's army, claim these villages, and even out the game.
But it's interesting, like the Shu's like northern front is usually the strong front because he has 2 barracks and a like air base.
A tower and a hideout as well. Like that does come into play sometimes. Sorry, you were saying.
No, but yeah, it's like there's so much more production up there for Shu. So I feel like he could, like, if he just puts more like money in those barracks, he should be able to hold off any attack in that direction.
But that's the thing about Uroboros is you want to put all your money in your defense barracks because like you need knights and golems and other expensive units to hold off the 2 barracks of your opponent. So like going for the I want to build aggressive stuff out of my strong front, you know, that can work, but you can just die if you do it too much. Why spears are great out of that single barracks because, and this is I guess the strength of Searing Blight's play is that it allowed him to build strong units out of his stronger front. So he has a big knight count in the south now. And sure, he fell behind on economy for a while, but he's gonna swing that back. Like, he's gonna line up a knight crit for this top north. He's gonna start taking these villages back, so...
You baited Elodie to the top of the map and then built a golem in the south. Look at that.
It is, I mean, that's a good play, right? But, I mean, actually, I just thought of something else. You're saying that, like, Searing doesn't have a good option to deal with these balloons. Like, Elodie could steal one, and you can surround with it, too.
That'd be interesting. That'd be very interesting.
It's not going to be that simple, though. The mage is the only thing in range of Elodie.
Interesting, he crit on that side. Oh, I think he had to crit on that side. I was like, it'd be better if he could crit on the other side, so he could then crit on the corner village. But yeah.
And ooh, I like this spear positioning where he can line up one of the spears to go into a crit for the other one. Because if you stack spears a bit too much, it's hard to like maneuver them correctly for crits. Get a bit jumbled, but.
We see the knight crit coming out on that corner village. Searing trying to take it back next turn.
Smart.
There's no infantry to grab it.
Yeah, nothing in range to get there too.
Oh, and the other clever thing here is not only is it critting the village in the top right, but it also crits anything that tries to hit the knight from above, like in the north.
I see. That's nice. Ooh, an archer. Hey, Barrett's favorite.
Yes, I do love my archers.
You've seen me build archers this tournament. I made too many.
Oh, you can never have too many. Unless you do build too many, but If you lose after building too many archers, it's just because you're not using them well enough.
Only build archers.
I was tempted to like, if I ever did like proper YouTube content for this game, I would be like playing ladder matches and only building archers and see how far that'll get me.
Have a gentleman's match where both players only build archers.
Oh
Oh,
that's
no,
not
no.
fun. No, it's fun when you do it. If your opponent starts doing it, then it's just obnoxious.
Then it's like you're playing with Trebs.
Kind of, yeah. They're not quite that bad, but if you have a lot of archers, it's very difficult and frustrating to fight against them.
So a couple things that are really impressive here is the fact that Searing has barely dipped below 10 minutes and we're on turn 9. This is someone who is playing at Shu level speed. Even though they're a little bit behind, they're about to close the gap.
Yeah, actually, they are only a little bit behind on units, but they haven't done their builds this turn, and their income is slowly changing back. Once they capture that corner village, it'll be even again.
Though remember, it's not the income you have now, it's the income you have at the start. So they've been 400 gold behind Shu in terms of start of turn income every turn.
That is a rather unfortunate roll to get on that village, but anything will knock that down next turn, so I think they're okay with that. And I guess
I really want to see Searing make a mage north so that I can capture the 7.
it goes for an archer. I mean, I'm never going to criticize someone for that, so...
I
Double
didn't even
archer.
think about that. That's a good idea.
It is a good idea, though. I will steal that for my future games. But double archer, I think he's just really like, I'm just gonna force my opponent back. Because that's the thing archers do, is they just create space where your opponent can't enter. And, you know, they open up opportunities on aggression, because, you know, if you build this wall, it's like, oh, this is great. It's only open on one side. Well, my archer hits you regardless of sides, so... Your spear wall is no match for, you know, my 500 gold unit. And then once you create that opening, then you can start hitting stuff on 2 sides, and that's when it really starts to shine. And because he has so many knights, once he opens a gap in a wall where he gets to choose where that is, because, you know, the archer has a decent amount of range, then the knights can start coming in and you start creating everything. Lots of pain and suffering follows.
Although I'll say for Shu, and they do this very, very well, the entire army comp in the south thwarts knights.
This is true. It is spear, harpy, golem, knight. Those are things that are good against knights.
Like, even if you open a hole in the wall, there's nothing I'd want to attack here with a knight. Nothing. That one mage that's slowly making its way over, maybe if it gets here, maybe.
I mean, there's a dog. It's like a 150 gold cost unit, but whatever.
I will trade you my full engage for your dog and your mage.
I mean, he could just swing his army up to the north, though. That's the other cool thing about knights, is they have a lot of mobility, so... He's got his army, and he's got his mobile army in a kind of place where the more static one to push the opponent back, but... I guess the one thing, though, is that he does get to dictate when the fight starts, because he does have the range advantage. The archer actually has a lot of range, and the knight does too. So he will get to determine, I'm going to attack first. Ooh, Shu being super aggressive here. I mean, he's lining up knight crit behind it, so... That's actually a surprisingly safe place to put a knight. Because the archers don't cover it yet.
You're right. Yeah, I was thinking about that. And you would basically lose a knight if you went in and hit him.
It does also, it comes down to what these harpies do as well. Because if he moves them into spaces where like they can punish, then yeah, wrong. Ooh, we see Shu just building the balloon wall.
So great. It's like, you can't pass here, Elodie. You're not allowed in. It's funny because we're seeing both the weakness of Wulfar and the weakness of Elodie. In that really big situations like this, you can be denied the opportunity to groove or get groove, and you're just kind of standing there.
Yeah, I mean, she
Wulfar
does.
at least could like. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, like, Elodie does have an option to groove things. It's just they're not very good targets. Although, funnily, if she did groove a balloon, there's nothing to stop it. Like, it would just sit there and it wouldn't die.
I mean, personally, I feel like it'd be worth having the balloon just because of all these archers.
Yeah, like, honestly, you could move it back and just reinforce your army, like, immediately.
There's only one mage for Shu in the south. Although I think Shu is just gonna build up an army of golems and then just crush Searing Blight in the south because he's had an income lead for so long. He probably could just build a golem every turn and then just overwhelm them with just raw power.
Yeah, like Elodie doesn't want to be there. Elodie wants to be where the golems are, but Elodie's not allowed where the golems are.
Hmm.
Searing has got to be really careful in the north. They're a little bit overextended, and they're getting into the point where Shu can start fighting back.
I actually wonder if it's worth just attacking into the south with everything, like moving Elodie down as well. Because there's a lot of damage that can come in this turn. Like, there's a mage crit that can line up on that spear, for example. And that actually would get rid of the spear crit completely in the south. And then suddenly your knights are a lot stronger. Like, Elodie could, yeah, I think he might just go for it. He's just gonna...
It's risky.
Yeah, you lose the mage, and that's his only anti-air that's like around there. You know,
Both those knights are dead now. They're not coming back. They're gone. That was a bait. That was Shu baiting Searing, and Searing fell for it. There's a knight crit on the bottom knight, a golem hit on the top knight. The harpy can start the attack on the bottom knight to make sure it goes down. There's enough pikes to follow up anything else. The dog, the mage, and the remaining knight can threaten off the other knight or the archers if they try to get too close. Elodie won't make it to get there in time for the golem. There's another golem backing it up. I think Shu wanted this fight to happen, and Searing walked into it.
I guess the question is, does Searing have enough to back this up to make it worth it? Oh, he's splitting his army. That mage should have gone south, honestly. I don't know. Maybe my plan was also faulty as well. But I guess, like, in this situation, you don't have a lot of really good choices.
Well, your plan was a way to maybe make it work. Because if Elodie had gone down, that would scare off the golems a bit. And she would only really get one turn of attacking instead of two. But yeah, I don't think there's any way to have killed that knight without losing two knights in the trade. And then you start this chain of trading where you have to keep fighting Shu where the golems are, or you lose value.
Yeah, because he's gonna get a knight crit on that golem hit, like with the first golem hit. But I mean, that's only like 4 damage, right? Rough.
Yeah, it's just a stalemate at the north because she was just building pikes. There was just going to be a spear wall at the north. And it could honestly just slowly march towards Searing Blight after a while. Although there is archers up there, so like I guess he could like maybe try and push that back.
Like a phalanx.
Yeah, and like Searing's only got three spears, so it doesn't take a lot to, you know, nullify the crits on those.
Shu's gonna back up just a little bit. I think Shu is gonna give up that center village and put units just close enough so Searing can't take the center completely. Because Shu doesn't want Searing to be able to rotate fronts through the pond. But the balloons need to go back to pick up these spears. Shu needs to build other things and bring them to the fight because Searing has more units here. So Shu is just going to back up a little bit in the north is my prediction. But in the south, they're going to go in. They're going to trade, and they're going to set up so that they're going to win if the trade keeps happening. Yup.
Ooh, he doesn't even have to dedicate the golem. I thought for sure the golem would be the unit that would go in here, but he's just going to use the knights.
It was probably because of the archers.
Is he going to hit the knight with the sword so he doesn't sack the harpy? Because I think a sword hit and a crit would kill a knight.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
you
I
would
think
send the
you're right.
knight first, just to keep the sword on full health, but...
I'd do sword first, because it's dead either way.
Yeah, I would do the same. I would send sword first.
Oh, he has to dedicate more to it, though, if he wants to kill the sword. Which then means, like, his army is a bit more out of position. Oh no, he hits with the harpy. Okay, he's gonna go for the harpy play. No, he's not even gonna kill the knight. He's just gonna really badly injure it.
Must have another use for it.
Well, I guess what he's thinking is that Searing has to dedicate a lot more army to fight into this now. Like, if he wants to clear, like, he has... Because he's left a bunch of units as bait, essentially. And thus, his army will then be able to slam into the remains of it, because he's going to have golems to do that. And if you damage or take out the really heavy-hitting units, then you kind of mop up everything with your golems after. So.
Hey, this could just be Shu being way better than me at this game, but I wouldn't have gone that deep. I'm worried Shu has exposed a lot of things to attacks now from the archers.
Yeah,
but actually, that was such a good... I feel like that attack was really good. I didn't see that combination.
I think he's at the point where the golems just kind of cover the golems now, and like the back golem covers the front golem covers like everything else.
Oh, I get it now. I get why they committed that heavily.
There's gonna be balloons swapping sides, isn't there?
Yeah, he's gonna do a complete front switch, or not?
That would be interesting.
I mean, he might do a little front switch. Yeah, he's gonna take a couple spears to the south.
Alright. But that's still enough.
That is more than enough to deal with things down there, and even picks up a dog for good measure. And that's actually a really good plan, because like, if your opponent has injured units, that's always a threat, right? Those
yeah, Shu knows that Searing is an assassin and does not want to have to deal with that.
And if we take a look at the unit count, alright, Shu's up quite a few units now. 5 units at the end of this turn after builds. That's quite nice. Searing has to do a ton of damage this turn.
Yeah, I think that like Searing's issue in the southeast is that he doesn't have as much like a front wall to protect his archers. I think his archers are gonna all die next turn. Like he has like a soft core of archers and not enough like hard shell to protect them against the attack. Unless he just like pulls back and like cuts his losses. I think his counterattack is gonna get crushed.
Yeah, like this right here, this is Shu's brilliance, because like I wouldn't have been able to make this play. I'd see the attack on the 2 knights, but I wouldn't have been able to set it up in the first place, and I sure as heck would not have been able to stage this like perfect attack where no matter what you kill, it will hurt you. Like, I'm just going through it in my head. Okay, you archer crit the knight and then finish it off with something. You lose both those units. It was not worth the knight. Like, no matter what you do.
Yeah, and those spears in the center and like above the knight and the dog is like, that's a really good place for some spears.
And the main thing is, honestly, because he's built a 3rd golem now, is that he just wants to do as much damage as he can, that the golems can just walk around and smash things. Because once the numbers start thinning out and you're left with golems and your opponent's left with not golems, like, you know who wins that fight, right? It's the golems that are going to win. And there's even a mage behind them, so...
Just raw power, just crushing him.
Yeah, and we've seen situations in this tournament where players have been ahead, like economically on unit count, but they're up against 2 golems and they just don't have enough to deal with that, because Oh, two golems with like a mage behind them. Like, that's terrifying. They're so strong. At that point, they can essentially kill infinite weak units.
I'm just playing the game back in my head. Shu ballooned over that mage like 4 turns before this attack because they knew that they wouldn't be building any mages out of the 1 south barracks and that they would need anti-air to push. That is how far ahead Shu was thinking.
And it's funny though, because like you say that, and I'm just thinking there's that webcomic of the person playing Falcon in Super Smash Brothers with like the Falcon punch, and the other person playing Marth and thinking a lot about it. And all I'm seeing is like Shu just being like Golem Printer goes brr. Oh, I need to move a mage over there. Like, but you're right. Like, it is a really intelligent play to like send a mage down early, and then you just start printing golems. And this is the strength of, even though the economies have like evened out now, because Shu had a lead for a while, he was able to get into a position where he can just save up a little bit of money and just start mashing the golem key.
Like, it took 3 units to kill that knight. It took over 1,100 gold to kill that 600 gold unit, and then proceed to put all these units in one-shot range of other units.
Yeah, because behind these knights, the Searing Blights, you know, he's doing a good job. He's killing the knights, but behind this, like, there's spears.
It's a double spear. Those spears can kill both those knights.
Yeah, that's
with crits.
That's rough, buddy. That's not like the spears are gonna mop up the expensive units, and that's gonna leave golems to do whatever the hell they want.
No, the spears aren't gonna kill both knights. The back golem is gonna kill the first knight. Then the spear is gonna kill a knight. Then something's gonna kill the dog, so that something else can kill the archer, because she doesn't want to use the mage to kill the archer, because if the mage goes down, then harpies will be a problem.
And whatever happens, it's gonna be a massacre.
Oh,
like,
yeah, you could knight crit a knight and then spear crit a knight and spear crit a mage.
That's true too. She's got all these amazing options. And what did he lose for it? 2 knights. Okay, you're gonna get at least 2 knights from this.
yeah, like that's a fight. Searing Blade did okay damage on the counterattack, but that's like not where you really want to be saying. Like, you did okay at a fight. You had an okay turn. Like, his entire army is within range of a lot of damage. And okay, he's got double production, so he can come out on top. But no, there's golems. There's just golems, and they're just gonna massacre everything.
We've got to add a but, though. But Searing Blight has recovered economy. But Searing Blight is in an okay position in unit count at the end of their turn. And outside of the golems, Searing Blight's army is not bad.
Yeah, but you're saying outside of the golems, and it's like, there's a lot of golems. That's a lot of golems.
You didn't go for the archer! Huh, I could have sworn he'd go... He went for the mage. I was wrong. I could have sworn she would not want to kill the puppy with the mage, because now it's gonna die.
No, he's gonna use the golems to kill the archers. And he's gonna line up a spear crit using the balloon?
I mean, you didn't need to. He could have just kind of walked down.
One thing Shu needs to do, though, is put something near his stronghold. Or a few things near his stronghold. I guess, actually, no, that's a perfect position for that balloon, because it can go back and defend. Because Sing could just run to the center and kill the stronghold if Shu is not careful. And yeah, we're seeing units sweep down. Shu has realized that, wait a moment, there's 3 fronts on this map and one of them's empty. I need to go and put units in that right now.
I said this before, I'll say it again. Shu is very wary of assassination. You can't usually catch them unless you're already pressuring them in another way. It's the only way to bring down to Shu down to a normal player's awareness of assassination. You have to pressure them somehow.
I love the positioning of this unit. It's like this dog's just staring down the center, but it's out of range of Elodie, so it's completely safe where it is.
Just going for a walk.
Just like it's a little guard dog. It's like standing between like the mountain and the pillar flagstone bit. It's just like, yeah, nobody's getting through this tile.
There's the replacement mage. She realized that they're gonna lose their mage in this, so they built it back up.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, because if you can take out the mage that's behind the golems, that's quite important. And like, there are units that can combat golems in the south. It's just there are more golems to fight those units than there are units to fight the golems. So
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a very gold efficient kill on this golem. Archer crit, archer hit, mage crit, another mage hit. Oops, it's still alive.
Right, but even then, that's 1,800 gold.
yeah, I guess you don't take much damage to kill it, but yeah, it's like then yeah, the golems are doing their job now. There's barely any units in the south front for Searing Blight.
There's only one play here. It's archer crit the mage and run everything else the heck back.
Does Archer crit kill the mage in one hit?
Yeah, it should. I think? I don't know.
I don't think.
I think it just injures it
So?
really badly.
I'm gonna look this up. You might be right. I thought it did.
I wonder if it does on road or something very specific like that. Oh,
It's like 35% more damage.
I think it might be a coin flip because it's like average.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it's like either a coin flip or it does like 99 or something. Someone's asking about unit count. It's actually
very similar.
It's pretty even actually. It's just that Searing has like a few injured units in the south that are like kind of mid value, and then just got these golems, and like we keep saying the word golem, and I'm just gonna keep saying it because they're just big chunky boys that are gonna do a ton of damage, and there really isn't much to fight them. Something Searing could do is he could just build his own golem. He could build a dragon actually. That might not be the worst option. Build a dragon, build some swords, and just hope that you can hit a golem with one of them.
As someone who would love to build a dragon, and you know I love dragons, I've got to say it's a little tricky here, because if you build a dragon, you have 3 racks that are going to be dogs.
Yeah, but you start to pick off the golem count with that. I mean, actually, if he'd stood and crit the mage, I would have said he would have gone for a dragon, because then there's very little anti-air in the south.
Yeah.
But he didn't, so actually, yeah, that's kind of not on the table. He could build his own golem to try and fight this.
The thing is, dragons don't actually counter golems unless you have an even army, and even then you usually lose out on the trade. There's no real way to kill a golem with an inferior army plus a dragon, because the golem will live a little bit under 40 in that zone you don't want a golem to be in, and then your dragon dies to a mage.
He does have archers though, so you could, you know, kill the mage. Like if you kill the golem with like mage crit plus dragon, or like archer crit plus mage hit plus dragon or something, then you then threaten like any mages that come in to hit the dragon yourself because you have archers. But
I like the counter golem here. I think that that bit of tankiness will hold a little bit better.
I actually prefer the dragon personally, just because I think you can easier to kill a golem if you could get a like a mage crit and a dragon hit. I think that kills a golem.
with an archer, it will guarantee it anyway. I think it's like maybe a coin flip if it's like mage crit plus dragon.
Does mage crit not do 30 damage?
Double check. They do 25 average. That's like what, 37 on a crit.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like 34.
Dragons do 70. I guess 63 on planes.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like a little bit
Yeah.
under, so yeah, you would need an archer.
Yeah.
But you have to remember, it's not so easy to mage crit a golem, because usually your opponent will not put a golem where you can mage crit it.
Yeah, normally the
Yeah.
people put the golem in the forest or on the mountain. It's very difficult to dislodge a golem when it's standing on a mountain.
Yeah, I can see why in your own Wargroove mod, you made it so they can't go on mountains.
Yeah, it was just one of those, they're just a little bit too immortal when they go up on those. If you've ever seen golems in Emmerich games, they are extra durable.
Mercia Golem versus Emmerich Golem. Who would win?
So interestingly, like Shu is still retreating on his strong front. I guess he did move army down to reinforce the south, but he's still pulling back on the strong front. Like feeling a bit under pressure there. And Elodie Groove is terrifying. He has to be really careful to play around that. Like Wulfar has not been able to go to the front line at all.
Searing Blight has really evened up the income disadvantage, at least. He's only 100 gold down now.
Yeah, he managed to even up pretty well.
Can you stand there? Hold on. Hold the phone. Can you stand there?
Well, you can if he puts a knight there.
Oh yeah, there's no way to kill the knight.
That's still a scary place to put your commander. But there isn't really much to fight this. I guess like he could just attack the army though. Maybe? I don't know if that's a good idea.
I don't think she wants to attack. I think she wants to be attacked.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, she's very much in a come at me bro kind of position right now. They also have Groove because of it too. This is quite scary.
So you gonna groove another soldier just to do damage?
Yeah, I also love the fact that he's ending the turn on 69 golds.
Nice.
There's something very wrong with this game. No one can win. They're pushing into each other's double racks, not the HQ. This is why you don't normally push on that side.
Yeah. I figured Shu was just going for like the long win of just getting a huge unit advantage by crushing him with golems.
Right, they did that, but this is the end of that line. Unless Shu is not in a position to push into the forested double racks. There's no way those pikes will make it past the archers. It can't be done. And mage crits start being effective against golems like we were talking about, so the golems can't walk near that. There's nowhere else for Shu to go in the south. Which means the fight that's important now will happen in the north, where the commanders are. And a commander-to-commander fight is much more up Searing's alley. This is their chance.
I'm wondering if this is a bait, right? I mean, obviously it's a bait with Wulfar being there, but it just feels like such a huge bait to just put your commander directly in front of your opponent's army, but in a way that they can't be killed. Like, if you know that you can't be lethaled. But...
yeah, if Searing doesn't move the pike in front of it, I can see Wulfar grooving the pike and hitting the archer with a horse.
I wouldn't touch anything with Wulfar Groove in this position. I'd be like, okay, there's an Elodie here, there are 2 knights, there's a mage. I'm gonna keep Wulfar nice and safe over here.
That's actually a really good point. Yeah, you'd probably die if you do that.
This is Shu we're talking about. If Shu does that, they'll have like this 300 IQ like ultimate attack that just destroys Elodie's army completely, makes it impossible. Oh no, they backed off.
Yeah, I mean, Searing's scared, right? Like, how do you fight this? So much spear. And like in the south, it's like, well, how do I push into 3 golems? Like, I have 1 golem, but he doesn't have the income to support more. Or he kind of does, but he healed some units, so...
Is
Yeah.
that a bait?
They have equal income.
At the end of Searing's turn, but yes.
Yeah, she was definitely in a position to, you know, knock down some villages. Searing does build another golem. He's gonna skip unit builds.
Worth it.
Yeah, I agree with.
Oh, at least
Good
he's only
start,
skipping
Vicky.
one. Yeah, he's only skipping 1 build. He built a bit. He built a spear in the north. So okay, alright. What's Shu gonna do? I can't even predict it. Like he can attack. I think he might just kind of shuffle his units into position where he can get another good attack. Like, oh, I think if he wants to attack, he has to have the golem leading the charge, or like close enough behind that it will back up whatever goes in.
What's really impressive to me is that Searing is losing very, very well. And that might sound a bit weird, but like as an assassin player, this is something I struggle with. If I'm behind and I can't get a kill, I kind of just get steamrolled. But Searing has pushed back where they're weak, advanced where they're strong, forced the ecom even, and even if their army value isn't as good, their threat and their unit count is still good. And Wulfar was baited in!
He did exactly what I thought he was gonna do. Oh man.
Yeah, but he can really. He can't kill the archer, but he can really damage it, and that actually really like negates a lot of this attack.
But he can He can steal the sword, the knight, and mage crit the commander.
The only thing that matters here is can Wulfar die. If Wulfar does not die, this attack was worth it. Because it took Econ away from Searing again, pushed Searing off their strongest point. There's no way to damage Wulfar's army, it just can't happen in this situation. So if Wulfar does not die, and I don't think they can, then this was a good attack.
Yeah, there's only 2 sides that are open.
And there's not really a suicide on the table.
Well, there is, but it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, you know,
Alright.
you can suicide the archer of all things.
Can sword suicide in? On planes?
Not in this position. I
Whoa!
think there's like a 1 in 100 chance or something you can sword suicides from planes onto planes. It's really low. It might be closer to like 1 in 20 or something, but
Right.
there's a reason you do it from a road onto the commander on planes. Because even that's a coin flip, I believe.
Yeah, Cleaner, you were right on this. He just went right in, and it worked out really well.
Sometimes my crazy attack ideas actually work out. The other times, they just die.
And actually, the archer is really important for him to injure that, because there's a weird situation where like Elodie could groove the spear below, and then like the archer, if it was a higher health, it could crit that spear, and like you could get a spear hit onto it to follow up.
Oh, I
And that
see,
would
I
like
see.
clear the tile behind Wulfar. I don't think nothing can attack. Oh no, wait, no, a knight could go in and hit from behind. So
Yeah, it wouldn't
Yeah.
be a crit, because the path loops on itself, but it could.
yeah, there's definitely some damage options in there. It's just. Oh no, what I'm saying, there would be a spear crit from behind if you did that. But
Could you get a spear onto the mountain or to the tile next to it?
yeah, so like you would kill the archer behind Wulfar, or you kill the spear behind Wulfar with the archer, and the spear that she would deal, and then your spear would move through the decamp village behind.
I see. I see.
So yeah, hitting that archer is really important because yeah, he needs the spear behind Wulfar to stay alive. It's just a terrifying wall. I mean, one thing Elodie could do is she just kidnaps the knight and like crits onto the enemy knight and like tries to just take a good fight this turn, but she's now up against actually triple production because there's double harpies coming out for Shu. Shu's just building a lot of stuff. I think he's realized that he has enough big units that he can just spam little stuff to fill behind them. And someone in the chat's mentioning that he could just like move army to the center, and yeah, like Shu could move a golem up to the middle and then start heading towards the stronghold.
Alright, let me ask you this. Because I've been thinking about this since I saw this turn. If you were really desperate to win on this turn, is this possible? Sword Suicide, 1,000,000 to 1 chance. Heal the Archer. Crit. Max roll. Steal the Pike. Oh, but it can't crit. It can't crit because there's no way to crit with the stolen Pike.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would need to...
You could, oh no, you can't. Yeah, because your Elodie's standing in that tile. Interesting, hitting 2 separate ones instead of the same one.
Wait a minute. You could do it. What if the knight crit the Pike? Well, no, still could make it. Still could make it.
Yeah, it's like slightly opposite. Like you could steal... Oh, one sec. Alright, I've started sneezing and muting my mic every time. If the archer was like a little bit stronger, you could injure the pike that you steal and then like suicide that onto a pike or something, but no, it's not quite good enough.
Interesting. I like this heal though. That was a cost-effective heal right there. Healed 480 gold for 300 gold.
I really like the one knight blocking the harpy there, because the Pike can't reach it.
Yeah, just baiting that harpy to come in to knock it out.
You'd have to use the mage to take it out, and if you do that, then you lose your mage.
Yeah, it's not worth it. That knight's actually super valuable.
Like, look at how much thought Searing put into this formation. Every archer is protected by a weaker unit. You see the sword below this one, the dog below this one. Even a mage is being used as a shield right here.
I dig it.
That 4% damage, every bit matters.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, like, it means he takes less counterattack damage on that spear, so... Like, any little advantage you can get is worth going for.
I mean, there's no point in not doing it, you know?
Yeah. Interesting, like, this balloon position, it can't be touched, so... Actually a really nice wall there. I'm very curious what Elodie's gonna do this turn.
I'm guessing sit there. I mean, she could kill a dog. If you really, really wanted to take that chance.
So the archer comes out, and actually, I love archers in this position, because, like, your opponent is advancing with a spear wall, like, they're the thing that really hurts them. And get free shots off. And if your opponent moves their commander too far forward, archers, like, open up holes to attack commanders from. And honestly, they're just really good at, like, chipping away at commanders for extra lethal. Take a quick look at the overview. Alright, so Shu has a massive income lead again. And honestly has a big unit lead too. And for as good as the fight in the south was, I don't think Searing's going to come out on top there. I think the golems, like, you just crush one of your opponent's golems with your golems. And do a whole bunch more damage to the rest of the army.
Well, I wonder if you even attack the golems, because you have 2 6 golems. If you attack a 6 golem with a full golem, it'll go down to a 4 golem and then smack you for full health. Maybe you just attack everything else.
Yeah, I mean, I think he would heal the golems first with the mage. But...
Yeah, I think 8 because you take 4 damage from a hit. So if you're at 8, then it's right on the threshold. You know, if they get a high roll, they get hit for basically, you know, a full hit back.
You're right, but you don't want to be on the high threshold when you're defending. You want to be on the 40 when you're attacking. You want to be closer to 60, 70 when you're defending, so the attack will put you down to about 40, and then you're on 40 when it's your turn.
I was thinking I guess 80 is kind of risking it. I was thinking if it's 80 and you're being attacked, you'll go down to like 40, but if they low roll, they don't get a crit back, so that is safer.
Yeah, if you're on 80, I would attack.
Also, I love that, like, while all this is going on, Shu's still remembering to, like, harass the economy. Like, he takes out the village in the north. And, like, that's such a big deal because it's, like, he had the income lead already. He's gonna have... Like, Searing's gonna start the next turn with 1200.
It's actually a useful threshold because he means if he builds a golem, he can't build anything else.
Yeah. Like, it really limits productions.
Wulfar is on a mountain.
Yep. Yeah, he's just gonna stand there. Like, he's not gonna risk him. And at this point, Shu can just start taking not very cost-effective trades and not care about it. Because he's just gonna build out of all of his production now. Like, he can build double Harpy if he wants to. Honestly, I'd really like to see a Witch come out, because the units are starting to blob up quite a lot. So Hex becomes, like, really good cost efficiency.
I would not Hex into Searing, ever. I don't want those 9 dogs. No thank you.
The one really cool thing though about the Hex is that golems can start smashing through spear lines when they've been hexed once.
That is pretty cool, actually. Yeah, maybe if you target it very carefully. That's a great idea. Oh, I'm going to use that. I'm going to steal that. That's awesome.
What's the idea?
If you hex a spear line that's on planes, golems will one-shot them.
Oh.
Because they only just survive. They do like 105 average to spears. That puts them... I think they have like a 99 max roll on spears on planes. So
yeah, because it's 105 and then plus 5 max is 110, so minus 11 is 99. Dang, that is good thinking.
Yeah, so when you're in a situation against a spear wall like this, X is very good. It opens up a lot of opportunities. I actually think... No, it doesn't open up night crits to break them, but...
So, about that Night Suicide crit with a Night Crit follow-up, I don't think there's anything else to hit Wulfar, so he's safe.
Yeah, and he's on a mountain. So, he's really far back. There's a lot of army between him and searingblight. And he builds a dragon. And he's actually...
I don't like Forest.
He's just gonna back... Right, so she's just gonna back up. He's got a dragon. Oh, the triple heal from the mage on the golems. That's big money.
600 gold worth of healing.
Yeah, one of them was like close to full health, but yeah, it's a lot. Doesn't build from the third Rax's turn, but this is the point, and like generally speaking, when you talk to like someone getting into Wargroove, you're like, build from all your barracks every turn, because it's pretty much always a good idea. But in certain situations, and this is one of them, like you really just want that dragon, because now Searing is in a position where he has the lower golem count, and like dragon plus golem will kill a golem, so it's very worthwhile to have a dragon just to break the golem count, so your superior number of golems can just smash through.
The problem is the econ damage is making it really hard to build a dragon. You have one more build if you do that, 2 if you go swords.
That's an interesting place for the mage. There's that dog.
There's a dog crit, actually, of all things.
I think the other dog is gonna die, but yeah, if he doesn't die, it's on the table.
Oh, you just moved. You just moved the 3 health dog, and you line the other dog up to crit it. It doesn't
No,
kill
I mean
them.
I think that. No, I think Searing Blight's gonna kill a 3 health dog this turn.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
I think Searing has lost at this point in the game. Because I'm just looking at the unit counts, and Shu is going to
Oh,
just keep
wow.
making great trades step and step.
Yep.
Yeah. Whoa, that's a big difference. And he's actually done a really good job at just not giving Searing opportunities to use Elodie Groove.
Yeah.
Like, we're turn
Elodie-
15 and Elodie still hasn't used her groove that she's had for... I don't even remember where she got it. It was quite early, though.
Yeah. He's been saving it for something big. Wonder if it would have been better to just grab a knight earlier. But I guess maybe just having it is like a useful threat. You know, it means that golems are kind of... can't get near her, so there's some value there.
It's a really nice threat, but it's also Searing's win condition. They want to kill Shu's commander. That's the assassin style of play. You don't just use your win condition to take a small lead, you save it.
Hmm.
Although you can use it to take a small lead and then use that small lead to build a second groove and gain more advantage.
You're right, of course. I'm more describing the psychology than necessarily a good idea. Well, the strategy, I guess, the strategy.
I actually really like the position of Elodie here and that 5 health pike. It's, you know, they have to come around from the top. It sort of blocks off those center paths through there.
I feel like Shu could just kill the army, though, at this point.
Yeah.
He has a lot of stuff that he can use to kill things.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like those pikes are probably dead this turn. Those
like
pikes and sword.
There's a 66% health one. The knight crit will kill that. The weak sword will loop around and kill the archer to open up that square. There's just like a lot of good places for Shu to attack.
The 5 health sword can kill the 1 health mage, and then the knight can crit the other soldier. Yeah.
Wulfar can even go in. It's safe.
Yeah, like he could. And there would be units to follow up as well.
Harpy versus mage. Come on. We all know the counterplay is here. You can do it, Shu. I believe in you. Yes!
Is he gonna go for it?
Awesome.
Alright, there we go. Yeah. Ends with 69%, of course.
We all know Harpy counters mage. That's really how Wargroove works.
It's funny, even that wasn't cost effective.
Yeah, like, I mean, well, in terms of tempo it is, but yeah, in terms of gold, not so much.
You're right. It's the right play to make, but I was surprised like the gold exchange is still in favor of the mage, even when he's so wounded.
Alright, another big mage shield comes down, and these columns are they're gonna earn their wage today.
Hits the 1 health. Oh, that's why.
Yeah, he just wants to clear the mages out, doesn't he?
I was wondering what was going on there.
So he suicides the sword to injure the archer.
That's
This is an all-in.
150 gold for 50 gold worth of units. Not bad.
Yeah,
Not
and
a
when
bad
you have
trade.
the unit count lead, it starts becoming about winning gold trades.
Yeah, he just needs to not run out of time. And he's got 24 minutes.
Yeah, like they're both playing this actually really fast. This is a long game, but they're both playing fast. It's just that Uroboros, he hits it. Wow.
What?
Ballsy.
That's not what I meant.
That's ballsy.
That is.
I wouldn't have done that.
Okay, he heals. I'm like, if he doesn't heal with his mage, he has, 400 IQ.
Oh, what? You go for the weak archer with that sword. Why are you running back?
Yeah, I thought he was gonna do that too.
Like that's such a good play. Whoa, he's just retreating? Alright, please tell me you're gonna use the knight to crit that spear though.
Is he gonna bait out Elodie Groove? by
no
putting the
reason to.
golem on the front line.
Just kill the army.
Is he
Yeah,
gonna put...
like you could just kill the army. Like, I'm not sure what she was thinking here.
Is he gonna put the golem in the trees?
Oh, you know the really funny thing is, like, if he'd killed that archer with the weak sword, he'd have a knight crit on the swords next to it, like from the north. He could have he could have done so much damage this turn.
Or that pug needs to die by the end of this, or this is getting a little scary.
He is baiting it. Oh man.
Oh, but he can kill so much stuff here.
I know, but theoretically, I'm pretty sure the Elodie could groove the
Oh my god, no!
You can't clear that spear. It's on a flagstone tile. There's nothing. Oh, I guess there's an archer.
There's an archer.
And you
and
suicide
and
the
a
knight, but what are you gonna do with the golem that you just captured?
That's a good point. Yeah, there's really not much you can do. But it's so tempting.
I guess he's like, here, you're gonna lose, but at least like you can use your groove on a golem before you do.
Oh, and there's a dragon right there.
Yeah. I guess I'm worried for nothing. I was just thinking like, oh my god, the suicides, but I'm doing the math, it doesn't come close. As long as you can't get around to another side, it's fine.
What is that tile called? That's a wall. That wall right there.
Castle wall.
Alright, what's Searing gonna do?
Alright, so you've got 12 plus... Yeah, no, it's not there.
Yeah.
I guess you just steal the golem.
He's gonna play at the south side first. I mean, fair enough. Like, you wanna play it where you think you can do like good things. And I mean, he probably could actually do a lot of damage to these golems in the south this turn. Oh, he's gonna go for that one. I mean, it makes sense because you can hit it from the mountain, and then finish it off.
Nice.
You can get like 12 billion dog crits on this other golem if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Which I think is actually it's a good
dog crits.
It's good gold trade, but you lose a lot of units to do that.
In this position? Do it! Do it! I want to see this happen. Come on. 4 dogs take out a golem.
And 4 dogs take out a golem?
At that health? Yes. I think. I'm not sure.
Is this the
I'm
new
looking
like
it up.
dogs counter knights thing? It's like 4 dogs counter a
Yeah.
golem.
I stand corrected. You would need very high rolls to pull it off. Even then, I don't think you can do it. But
Disappointment.
you can do a lot. You can do a lot. At the very least, it's worth it.
Yeah, you can do 56 damage on average, maybe? Which is like 600 gold for 600 gold worth of units. Not bad.
Like, Ophelia made this map during the dog map competition. There was literally dogs versus golems. And we were testing it out, and I was like, okay, so who wins this? The answer was, if you let your golem get surrounded by dogs, it was not efficient, and the dogs would win. But if you could line up the golems so that they couldn't be crit, the golems would win.
Huh. So if you had like a 6 dogs per golem? Math. Why can't I do math? 8 dogs per golem?
Yeah.
Okay, Big Mage Shield comes in. He's gonna kill the dog? Alright, I guess he's gonna try and kill this spear with the sword and his own spear. Yeah, now he's gonna capture the golem.
Try to make it safer? Okay. I feel like the second, like the archer that he built last turn probably wasn't the best choice, but he's so far behind. I can't really, you know. There's not many winning opportunities left.
Yeah, and like this isn't a game-winning move. It's just that, hey, just do something cool before you end the game.
Yeah.
Because I guess this gets to kill like a weakened spear. Like it can't even kill the full health one. It has to kill like the 94% one.
So does a spear, does it on average does it do like 95 damage, or I guess I can just look it up.
Yeah, it's one of those awkward things, because a golem does 105 to a spear, so max roll is 110, but after defense on full health, it gets dropped to 99 on max roll.
Yeah, so 94 is actually the average roll. 94 and a half, so.
Oh, he's gonna go for the dog crits.
Yes! Do it!
Alright, that's actually decent rolls so far.
Ooh, do you go for the next one?
Oh, because he'd probably lose the dog if he did. Alright, we've got the big mage shield comes in.
Yeah. Well, no, it's 13 damage on. Oh yeah, you're right. If it's, oh, he didn't go for it.
Alright, he's gonna surround the golem. I guess he's afraid of the crit, one-shotting it back.
Yeah, because if he gets a high roll, it dies.
I think if he even gets an average roll, he dies. So yeah.
Does 40 crit?
40
or
does
is it less
crit.
than 40? Oh man.
40
13
crits.
average damage. 53 health. Man, since he's never like healed a unit since he got 69 health or gold, he's just had it since like for most of the game.
Like the challenge for Shu now is, can he win the game and end it with 69 gold? Exactly.
Spend 1900 gold.
Ain't easy. You just make golem, archer, and a mage. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Golem Knight Sword, I think. That is how I would spend 1900 gold exactly.
Yes, I cannot do math. I think that added up like 2100.
Oh man. I was trying to do your math in my head and I was like, yeah, it's close enough.
This is where Barrett is the actual tournament admin. They can do math.
Actually doing the right math.
All right,
if
so
it's not a commander lethal, I can't do math.
What's Shu gonna do to this golem? Because he has to do something to it, right? He's gonna hit it with the harpy, I would assume, just to do the safe chip damage.
Sounds like a great idea.
I feel like Shu's ultimate goal is to golf that golem.
Suicide all units into the golem.
Right now he's just clearing the board.
Play.
Yeah, that's really good. And the harpy gets a decent hit on the golem, so when a golem goes down to like 70%, 80%, they feel so weak because they just can't one-shot stuff anymore. Like maybe archers, but they just struggle so much when they get to lower health.
And I guess most units do, but they're such like an important single unit that you feel it a lot more than like a 50 health pike.
Yeah, like Shu needs to just retreat in the south. They're not gonna win that. There's a golem on a mountain, 3 archers. You're not gonna win that.
Yeah, like picking off like the straggler, weak, high cost units is quite nice. I guess you kill an archer. It's not too bad. Oh, and that's a good pick off as well, actually, because now the other golem can just run back. Oh, he's gonna heal, and it's gonna ruin the number. Alas.
No. Everything's ruined forever.
Since someone is asking in chat, this is a best of 5, so, or first to 3 if you want to put it in those terms. So I mean, I'm just gonna assume Shu is gonna win at this point because I mean, I'm just gonna let me open the overview. He has a 19 unit lead. All right, 5 of those is because of income.
Yeah, we're just talking about this game, by the way. We're not talking about next game. Just this game. The set is still anybody's game.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Shu only needs to win one more game if he wins this one, and
He's
that's
definitely
not.
leading.
That's true, but you have to remember that Searing has been playing on all the wrong maps. Like, this is the worst map to fight Shu on. And open season? I practiced open season with Shu last tournament, and between the two of us, we must have played like 10 games on it. These were the worst 2 maps to fight Shu on. I think we're gonna see some much bigger plays from Searing in the next game.
I wonder if there's like a strategy where you pick the 2 weakest maps first, so your opponent can't counterpick you to them.
Because they can never pick those maps again, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's a really interesting idea.
I think it's a terrible idea, but I think it could work. I don't know if I'd ever do that on purpose.
Yeah. But it's a cool idea. If you're like, I know these 2 maps I'll definitely lose, you just get the 2 losses out of the way. You're right. It seems like you would always pick your best maps, and then your opponent would pick those 2, and you would just like, okay, I'll just eat those losses instead of forcing the hand.
Okay, the meme is available. I don't want to ruin it, so I'm not going to say what it is, but it's definitely going to happen on Shu's turn.
Oh, yeah, I saw chat as well, and I'd forgotten about that, but it's definitely a thing we're gonna see.
Well, I actually don't know what Searing's meme play is. Oh, shoot, yeah.
I know what Shu's one is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna win the game with it too. Of course he is.
Wait, what? Oh, we're thinking of different things.
I mean, the next turn the game is over at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely thinking of different things.
No, I know exactly what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna spoil it. It'll be amazing though. It'll involve the dog to the left of the golem moving first though. But Shu's the kind of guy that I think he's gonna try and clear some of the board before he goes for it.
Isn't that all Same's play? I was thinking something else for Shu. You might be right though.
Shu definitely loves to golf a certain unit.
That looks more like a hole instead of a golf ball.
I mean, you can also suicide the knight into Elodie first. There's guaranteed lethal this turn.
Yeah. A bajillion ways.
I like how we're both convinced that a meme was gonna happen, and we're both thinking of different memes.
Yeah. He's lining up a spear crit? Okay. Maybe he's going for the safer option?
What?
Oh. I think I know what he's gonna try and do now. And it's kind of what I was thinking, but different. No, this is not what I thought he was gonna do.
Yep. This is the safer play. Because he
Yeah.
just wanted to guarantee it.
Yeah, that's true. The meme option is he golfs the golem to get the kill.
Yeah.
I was thinking golf the golem onto the road and then eat it with the dragon. But maybe that's just a me thing, I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking golfing it onto the mountain or something.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna try and finish the game with it, but it might not have been guaranteed. Actually, looking at the amount of damage that happened just then, it wasn't. Because that Elodie would have lived, so... Shu deciding to not go for the real meme, which is you golf a golem to end the game, but...
That's still a pretty deadly game. That's, 66 people died in this game.
Damn. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So, Shu takes game 2 pretty convincingly. Like, he was ahead the entire game. Like, Searing forced him to work hard for it, but Shu was definitely in the lead.
No one dies in Wargroove. They merely evolve into ghost Pokemon.
Especially the dogs. Dogs just seem to just turn around and get bored.
And you're just like, yeah, I don't want to fight anymore. Just go and have lunch or something.
Just take their 1,500 or 150 gold, spend it at some dog treats.
Like, they still leave a little ghosty behind, but you clearly see them walking away. It's like, decoy ghost! Back home we go!
I didn't know the dogs had a ghost animation and a running away animation.
Yeah, because in the cutscene, they run away, but on the field, it's a little ghosty.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard someone say that the spirits leaving the dogs on the map screen is the spirit battle leaving them.
Oh, I like that.
Yep, that's a good one.
Okay, what do we got? Oh, we got bands coming. They're going to game 3, so guess we're just gonna get to it. So let me go back to the screen.